Give it a sec. Okay. So it says that we are live on YouTube.
Ooh.
I cannot see our um, side chat because I am in StreamYard. So it says that we are live
In
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay, one of us is
I
not
cannot
muted.
see our. How about now? Yes. Okay.
Oh, there
That
we
was.
go. We knew this was going to happen.
Sorry, y'all. Anyway, I didn't think I could see our comments, but so tonight I am joined by Brittany, also known as Marvelous Maverick Moto. Brittany is a podcast fan of Five Dirty Bikers, as well as one of our Discord members, and kind of new in the moto community. So I'm excited to get to know her tonight. Brittany, thank you so much for joining me.
Heck yeah. This is awesome.
Yep, cool. So I see Bri the biker is in there. He says, "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Bri, can you hear us and see us and all that good stuff?" Because it says we're live, but I'm not on YouTube, so I don't really know, but I think we are. All right, so I'm gonna kick us off. Brittany, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody. Tell us where you're from and what you ride currently.
All right. So I'm living in Lexington, Kentucky. I moved here about a year and a half ago, but I'm originally from Lincoln, Nebraska. Oh, good. Bryce says he can hear us. Perfect. And I currently ride a Harley Sportster 1200 Super Low. Yeah.
Cool. Very good. Hello from Sweden, Rider of the North. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. So tell me about your move. I know you did move recently. You just mentioned that. So tell me a little bit about that, like what your decision was in moving.
Oh, sure. That's a really good question. So there's kind of like two factors that go into it, I would say, is I went to school for mechanical engineering, and I was interested in HVAC and then also aerospace. So I knew I had a good feeling that if I wanted to go into some of those fields, that staying in Nebraska wasn't going to be the best. I have to say, I absolutely love Nebraska, but there's just some limitations to things that you can do. I'm not selling my home state very well.
Yeah.
So that was a factor. And then as I was looking for a new job, I told my boyfriend, I said, I think I want to move away from Nebraska, and I'm not sure where that's going to be. And I just point blank asked him, are you willing to move somewhere and tell me where you're not wanting to live? And he said, no snowy states, because he was a motorcycle rider before me. So he was like, I don't want any more snow than Nebraska. So I came across a good opportunity in Kentucky, and I jumped on it. So that's awesome. I love it in Kentucky way more than I ever knew that I would. So It's been great.
Good. Cool. So you are a mechanical engineer, you said?
Yes, I went to school for mechanical engineering. I did some design work for an irrigation company for a while. And then this is harder than you would think, like listening and then reading the comments at the same time. Even everyone's, hello, everybody. Everyone's saying hello, but it's distracting for sure.
It's okay. So
sweet.
Good evening. Dad Mad's with us. Toby Northern. Windroad Therapy's in here. Harmarsh. Wet Banana Mike is in here. And Bri and Rider of the North and Jared Forbes. Okay, cool. So
Jared, that's my boyfriend. Now everybody knows.
Oh, hey, Jared.
Thanks for watching. You're the best supporter.
Oh, that's sweet. All right. So tell me how long you've been riding and how you got into it.
So it'll be 2 years on the 4th of July, actually.
Oh, wow.
I guess technically it's more like mid-July. But I actually bought my motorcycle 2 years ago on July 3rd. I did not have an endorsement. I was signed up for the class to get it.
So you got the bike before the
So I got the bike before it. I wasn't planning.
funny.
Honestly, I wasn't planning to get my own bike. Um, I think like as a kid, I always kind of thought choppers were really interesting. And like my dad and I would watch Orange County Choppers together, and it was so much fun to watch them build stuff. Also, the drama on that show, I'm sure everyone's heard of it. It's just like outrageous. But um, when I first started, I was actually a passenger. So I rode with one of my friends in the past. And then when Jared and I met, he was like an avid motorcyclist. And so him and his family actually invited me on a trip. And I didn't have any of my own gear, nothing. I said, if you buy us headsets, I will buy a helmet and I will go on this trip with you. So that was probably like my first really big motorcycle experience.
Oh, wow. Just kick it off.
And yeah, and like it was so much fun. We went to Colorado, but I don't know. I think like a lot of people, you just kind of get hooked. You go on it once. And I think the first time was like kind of scary. I probably because I didn't know if I could trust the person, to not crash and kill us. But it's kind of scary, but then you just get hooked and it's a great time. So
yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, I saw a really good, sweet. See, I'm not the only one that just goes nuts.
You got me back before I got my license.
I had plans to get it. I mean, it wasn't totally crazy decision, but I told him I'll sign up for the class. It's a good idea to know how to ride one if you're going to be a passenger. So I'll get my endorsement and I'll just be prepared. And I said, if we see a good deal on a Harley, and because I know Mike hates Harleys, it's so much fun to give him a hard time.
He does.
Well, okay, I know, but everybody gives him
a Harley now. So
I mean, yeah, he's joined the club.
Yep, he's drank the Kool-Aid big time.
Yeah. So I was like, if we see a good deal and there's an orange one, then I'll consider getting it. And I think probably like within 2 weeks of like signing up for my class and everything, Jared sent me one and bam, there we go.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, it was definitely meant to be. And I love it so much. I've test rode some other stuff. And like even though I love some of the other bikes, I still love my Sportster.
Right.
I'm never gonna get rid of it. I'm just gonna keep it forever.
That's funny. So who is this saying move back to Nebraska?
That is our good friend. He lives in Nebraska, and we kind of have a running joke. I told him I'm never moving back, so now they always just ask, "When are you coming back? When are you coming back?"
That's funny.
Like never. I'm never moving back, Derek. You can try. It's not happening.
No. So tell me, you have your own YouTube channel. Tell me how that started.
Oh man, I don't even feel like I'm good at YouTube at this point, but I'm trying. Honestly, I just decided one day to give it a shot because I got into YouTube because of my boyfriend. I will admit that was a huge push from him. So everybody knows Shade Tree Surgeon. Yep. Of course, he watches him, and now he got me hooked. You can't pass it up. He has like great content.
He's crazy.
It's just hilarious to watch. So I would watch Shade Tree with him. And then like some of the other YouTubers, I'm like drawing a blank on everybody's names. I've seen Her Two Wheels, and Blockhead, or those are like the three big ones that he would watch. And, I don't know, after watching them for a while, it's like, that looks like a lot of fun. I think it would be kind of cool to have a camera and actually like capture some of my stuff, even if I don't do anything with it. So I figured, why not? I'll just give it a shot. And if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it doesn't, that's totally fine. It's just a fun thing to do.
And that's a good attitude to have. I think a lot of people, they get started in it and they get overwhelmed by it,
Yeah.
And don't enjoy it. So I'm one of those that I'm still a small channel, and Just like, you know what? I'll put a video out when I want to, and I don't care if it grows, whatever. I'm just kind of laid back and chill about it. And I don't stress about it. So,
Yeah. How did can I interrupt you and ask how did you get started on your YouTube?
of course you can. So I had joined the Moto community, I think in the fall of uh, 16, 17. Anyway, was just welcomed into the Moto community immediately and started watching moto vlogging on YouTube. And I was like, wow, this is a thing. This is cool
Yeah.
because I've never heard of moto vlogging before and just really got interested in it. And I was posting little 1 minute clips on Instagram because back then you could only post 1 minute. They wouldn't let you post anything over that. And several of the people in the moto community said, Mary, you need a YouTube channel. I'm like, no way. And
Right.
I started my YouTube channel just because they encouraged me to. And yeah,
That's very cool.
it was
I
very
I do remember watching some channels and thinking I could not do this. Like I'm not into video editing. This is not my thing. And then you can see how that changes over time. You're like, well, maybe I can do it. Maybe
yeah, yeah.
maybe it would be fun.
I will tell you early on, golly, when I first started video editing, I knew absolutely nothing about video editing, and I just had some junky little program on the computer here, and I was like, man, it was a learning curve. It really was. And so I was really bad in the beginning too about recording like hours and hours of footage and then having to go back and find just the parts that I wanted. I mean, it would take me days to edit a 10-minute video. And I was like, what
Oh
am I
yeah.
doing wrong? I didn't understand. And now I'm like, oh, okay, now you got it. If you're doing a topic, you do that topic, boom, you're done. Don't
Yeah.
drag it.
Yeah.
So, way better now, but I mean, it's a learning experience for anybody that gets into it. And normally audio issues are the first thing, the first struggle with people. So when I see new channels that sound good to start with, I'm like, wow, they got their shit together.
Right. I have to admit I got a lot of compliments on the audio sounding good, and
Yep.
I'm going to 100% throw her two wheels out there because I watched one of her videos and she's like, I just use this like $7 mic and it works wonders. And so I
Yep.
said, okay, I can afford that.
Yep.
And it's worked fine so far. I think I got lucky in the audio realm.
Yep.
I
And that's
have
the
a free
thing.
video editor and it takes me I don't have a good enough computer for editing, so it takes like a day to process a video and then
Yeah.
like a day to upload it to YouTube. It's
Yep.
completely absurd. I had no idea.
Yeah. That's
Props
the
to
good
all
thing
the
you were
big
talking about
channels.
her sharing that information. That's one thing that I've always loved about the moto community because I just feel like people have shared stuff with me. So if somebody comes to me and asks me a question, I'm like, let me help you with that. And if I can't help you with that, let me find somebody that I know can. So
Yeah.
that's what I love about it. And speaking of moto community, one of my questions to you was about that. So how did you find the moto community on Instagram?
That, you know what? I don't even remember exactly. I think I just started looking to see if some of the YouTubers were on Instagram. Like, because you know how it goes with social media. It's like everybody's on every channel. And
Yep.
um, I think it sort of just happened by chance, if I'm being completely honest.
Right.
And I will say, thank you. I will say that I did find the Five Dirty Bikers podcast and all of your team through Whit Mesa, which again,
Uh,
I don't remember how I found her initially, but
yeah.
I think once you kind of start following a couple people, then you start to like see who all the like common followers are, and then you just get thrown into the mix of it.
Yep.
And same with you, like it's amazing how connected you can feel with like hundreds of people that you virtually don't even know. Who is
Absolutely.
this wit woman?
Right.
Nobody knows. We've never seen her before. It's a
So I don't know
mystery.
if you guys have been following Whit Mesa on Instagram. So if you're in the side chat right now and you don't know who Whit Mesa is, my God, go look her up on Instagram and on YouTube. She is finishing today 48 states in 10 days on a
This is
Panamera.
her last day for
This
that?
is her last day. When I looked
Okay.
at Instagram earlier, she was 45 out of 48 states. She had 3 left.
That's
So
amazing.
she is a badass, and I love her. Five Dirty Bikers loves her. We are cheering her on, and Harley Davidson, y'all need to give her that damn Pan America. Give
Oh,
her a
yes.
bike. She has earned it.
She definitely
Yeah,
has.
she's definitely earned it. So, yep. Hey, Nana Grace, how are you? See her in the side chat. So, yes, Wit is a total badass.
She
Absolutely.
is.
Yep. So, speaking of Wit, one of my other questions was favorite female riders.
Oh, man. That is a tough question. I can't even remember everybody that I follow. I don't know that I have a favorite. I feel like I just love every single female rider that's out there because I'm a female rider.
Yep. Can you name any inspiring ones though?
Well, obviously, we just talked about Whit Mesa. She is definitely a big one because she does a ton of different stuff. Oh, man, I was not prepared. I cannot think of very many. Obviously, you are one as well.
It may come to you. So I have a hard time remembering them all too because there are, like you said, so many amazing female riders out there, and
Yes, there
there's
are a ton
some
of
that they
them.
do so much stuff. And I'm so jealous. I'm like, dang, I wish I had time to go and do that or money to go and do that. And
Oh, yeah.
it's like Wit, just seeing her do that and just cheering her on, and it's amazing. But yeah,
It is.
very inspiring. Very
Do you
inspiring.
have any favorites that you can think of off the top of your head?
Other than Wit, yes, Amanda Zito. Do you know who that is?
Yes, yes,
Amanda
I do.
Supplies. That's another
Yes.
one that does a lot of travel that I watch, and she does a lot of solo rides and stuff, and it amazes me. I'm just gonna be honest, it just amazes me to see these women out there doing that. Queen Sid is another one. I love
Yeah.
to see her content. She has really good content, and I don't know. Do you know Mrs. Kiwi Rider? Are you familiar with her?
I think we just started connecting. So I
Okay.
have seen hers. I need to go watch their actual channel because I have not seen the channel yet.
Yep. So, Mrs. Kiwi Rider and her husband, Mr. Kiwi Rider, of course, Bruce and Rail, they were one of the first ones to welcome me into the Moto community. And, they're all the way in New Zealand. It's always amazed me that I have friends all over the world, but they are some of my closest friends, and I just adore them. And, they're both in this club now, and they do good works. And I just love that
Mm-hmm.
because, the Moto club that they're in right now is about preventing and bringing light to teen suicide in their area. So
Oh, that's huge.
it is huge, and they're just fun to watch. They have really good videos and really interesting videos that just kind of draw you in from the beginning. So yeah, that's another one. So yep, so there's a few.
Yep, I see a lot of people are sharing theirs. Thanks for sharing. I think I follow pretty much all of those people. It's just so hard to remember everybody's names when you're watching all of them.
Yeah. So yeah,
There might be a couple new ones in there that I haven't seen yet. I'll have to make sure to go check them out.
I was like looking back through the comments to see like if I missed any. Mad is my hero. Yep. She is way braver than me, Bri says. So Dad and Mad, have you heard of Dad and Mad?
I have not.
You have to look Dad and Mad up. So they are in the UK, and Mad, John's on here now. Dad. John, how old is Mad now? You'll have to answer me in the comments and let me know. So Mad is his daughter, and she has been riding. Gosh, I don't know when her first ride was. Maybe 5, 6 years old. I don't know. But some of their earliest videos, John would take her for a ride. Mad's 9 in August, he says. So he would take her for a ride, and he would just hand her the camera, And Mad would just walk through all of these motorcycles. It didn't matter where they were at. She would video, I mean, get awesome details of bikes that I wouldn't even think about getting. And
Super
she would
cool.
talk about the bikes and stuff, and she loves to ride on the back. She has like her own camera on her helmet and everything, and she is just a damn rock star. at
Awesome.
I love that girl. First pillion ride at 5 years old, he says. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, it's really cool. You'll have to look them up.
I will.
Let's see what else. Um, I think. Okay, so we talked a little bit about female writers. The only other thing I had were, do you have any favorite like MVC channels that you follow? You mentioned Shade Tree and Blockhead, and
You know, I have like recently not been super good at staying up to date on all of them.
that's impossible.
It's so hard. It's so hard. So I will watch. The key ones that I've been watching are like Her Two Wheels, Blockhead. I really want to get more into like the moto camping videos. I've seen a handful of ladies that do that, but I haven't. I'm guilty about not staying on top of the videos.
Yeah, well, and I think that's everybody. I mean, there's so many people in the moto community, and I have felt guilty for a very long time about not being able to keep up with everybody, but it's literally impossible to keep up with everybody. And going back for just a minute to Dad Mad, his wife also rides. She goes by Mama Soph on Instagram.
Okay.
And she is a female rider as well. So shout out to Mama Soph. I love you, girl. You're awesome as well. How about, I know this is a crazy question, but are there any YouTube channels that you watch that are like non-motorcycle related that when it pops up, you just have to watch it?
The ones that I watch the most outside of motorcycle related ones are honestly dog training videos.
Okay. Well, there you go.
But that's a very strategic channels that I watch. Oh, I just thought of the other one, and I have to say I never would have watched this channel of my own free will. My boyfriend got me exposed to it, but I'm like a huge follower now for the Dr. Drew shows. So I watch Dr. Drew After Dark.
Okay.
And then I also watch, it's called Your Mom's House. And Dr. Drew is part of like that specific show is part of the Your Mom's House podcast. Okay. I'm just gonna, if Mike doesn't already watch those shows from his, we'll say, vulgarity on your guys' podcast, he needs to go and check them out because it's completely ridiculous and off the wall stuff.
I think he's still watching. So you heard that, Mike. You'll have to go check this out.
I need to know if you already watched that channel because
that's funny.
It's totally bonkers.
There's one that I absolutely, every time it pops up, I like almost watch it immediately. I'm like, oh, a new episode. And it's called Life Uncontained. And I don't know if anybody else watches that, but it is this couple that they bought 2 shipping containers. And I think they've been working on this for like 2 or 3 years now. They bought 2 shipping containers and put them together and have built a house out of these 2 shipping containers.
Oh, that's
and
super
it's been
cool.
Like every little detail of stuff that they've done to get these ready. And they're almost at move-in. I'm like, oh my God, finally. So yeah, but it's an interesting show to watch. So I think that's all the questions I had for you. If you have any for me, feel free, fire them out. I'm going to run over to Instagram real quick. I know we had a couple there, and I think a couple Discord.
Yeah, I think the first 2 I have on my list were probably from Discord.
Okay.
So I'll just start with those ones, if that's okay.
Sure, go ahead.
So the first one is, what is your biggest challenge being a woman in the motorcycle community? And I have to say, I expected somebody to ask something like that because it's like one of the most common things to ask women is how they face, like what different things that they face.
Yeah.
So I will let you answer first.
Biggest challenge. I wouldn't really call it a challenge, I guess. Sometimes, you get as a woman, you get a little bit of negativity, but I'm one of those people that just don't give a shit. And I don't know if somebody makes a rude comment to me, I'm just like, whatever, buddy. I can ride just as good as you can ride. So I don't
Yeah.
really care. Honda, Harley, whatever, doesn't bother me. I mean, I've had a couple of comments in the past about like, why don't you get a real bike? It's like, why don't you get a
It is.
penis? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like it still is.
So it doesn't bother me. I am one of those supporters of it doesn't matter what you ride, just get out there and ride. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, since that was a Discord, so it was kind of towards both of us. I will add. I honestly, so far, haven't. I don't feel like I've had very many challenges specifically as a woman, because most of the people that I've run into, like, especially here in Kentucky, because there are quite a few motorcyclists that I'll see, and honestly, most everyone thinks it's like the coolest thing in the world that there's like another lady like out there riding motorcycles. I get
Yeah,
waved to like all the time. So honestly, I just feel like I am a total badass, man. I'm gonna keep this up. But
you're absolutely right.
outside of that, I think the only challenge I've seen was I think sometimes going into dealerships and looking at bikes or talking to salespeople is really challenging because I think there's still a mentality where they just want to assume that you're not interested or
Right.
that you're the passenger.
That's a good point.
But my boyfriend and I went to a dealership recently, and I was straight up telling the salesperson that at some point I was interested in getting a different bike. And he kind of it was a male salesperson, and he kind of acted like he didn't really want to talk about that with me. He just kept trying to push like a street glide or a different touring bike onto my boyfriend. And he's like going, I already have my dream bike, man. Like, you need to talk to her if you want to make a sale.
Right. Yeah. I
So
think I would have asked for a different salesman. Excuse me, if you don't want to talk to me, send someone else over that will.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Funny.
honestly, the community is really great so far. I haven't seen anything too negative like you said. So
Yeah. I haven't either. I mean, it's just been a couple of comments, not really online even, just out and about, here locally.
yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
Let's see. So Walter Devolt says, questions: first bike, dream bike, and one bike that you would hate to own.
So you guys already heard my first bike is a 1200 Sportster.
Yep.
And I think I'm new enough that I don't know what my dream bike is, but I can tell you that my next bike that I've been looking at getting is a Sport Glide. I've test rode those, and every time I get on it, I just absolutely love it. And I will admit, I can be sometimes a little bit of a snob when it comes to the different brands because I'm super hooked on Harleys.
You drank the Kool-Aid too.
I drank the Kool-Aid. But honestly, like if there was some other ones that I felt like were a good fit, I'd be open to it. I did look at a whole bunch of other stuff like Kawasaki's and Hondas when I was first looking at bikes, and just everything I got on just didn't feel right. So I just didn't get those.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's any bikes that I would hate to own. I've never ridden like a crotch rocket style bike.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever want one of those, but I don't know that I would hate it.
Right.
So
well, I know that's not one I would ever own because I'm too short for the damn things.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
See, because I'm 5'5", I think.
Yeah, my inseam is like
close.
28, 29 inches, so I'm short to the ground. But yeah, my first bike was a Honda Shadow, 600, I think. And then I had another one after that. I had a Honda Shadow Spirit, and then I had an Indian. And now I have a Honda Shadow Phantom 750 that I absolutely love because it fits me like a glove. And when I'm on my bike, I just feel like I'm one with it and one with the road, and it's just that comfortable. So as far as dream bike, I honestly don't know because I haven't if there's one out there, I haven't found it yet.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I don't know how to answer that.
that's a
So
hard one.
Tony from Five Dirty Bikers says, "What's it like dealing with those fuckers on the podcast?" Well, they're a handful. Is all I can say. No, in all seriousness, I love those guys. They are amazing, and they're so much dang fun. Our daily chat back and forth, we have I can't talk, a text thread with all of us in it, and it's constantly going off and something funny in there. So they're a great group of guys, and I love them. They're awesome. It's
I
fun being a
can.
part of that group.
It sounds like a lot of fun. Every single time I listen to one of the podcast episodes, I'm just like laughing and like the happiest I could be in that day.
Yeah, and I know I've said this in the past, but we were talking about females in general being, I guess motorcyclists or whatever. To me, when they asked me to join that podcast and be their fifth, that was just the hugest honor to me because I'm like, oh hell yeah,
Yeah.
one woman and four guys, like you're inviting me into your world. Game on,
Oh
it was a
yeah.
privilege to be in there with those guys. So yeah, it's fun, a lot of fun. Let's see. That may have been.
I am looking at the comments and I totally missed. Toby asked where magic question is where in Kentucky are you? I am in the Lexington area. And I believe Mary also did tell you guys I am on Discord under the same name. So if you feel like reaching out and planning any rides or something, you can find me there. Or on my Instagram, you can also find me there. But
Very cool. And the last one I think we probably covered, but Mental Sippy said, being a female rider, how do you deal with the percentage of small/closed-minded men who think that riding is a man's activity? Wait, where's my camera? Ding. If you're that closed-minded, then yeah, you don't need to be around me because yeah.
that's pretty much how I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason why women can't do these types of things. And I know, like, off before we were started the live stream, I was saying how I'm an engineer, so I get a lot of that stuff too, where honestly I think there's a lot of people out there that they don't intentionally try to treat you like you can't do something. I think it's like just something that we've slowly learned over time, and you just have to be more aware.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I will admit that there's like limitations that I have. Like, I'm scrawny. I don't know if you can see my arms. Like, no muscle, scrawny. So
Hey,
like, I'm not going to be out there hauling heavy stuff around, but there's a lot of
yeah.
other stuff that I can do just as good. So they can go suck it.
There
That's
you
what
go.
I would say.
Yeah. My daughter calls us scrappy little white women.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yep. So DeBeard is in here. Hey, DeBeard. Says, what's happening, Mary? Just having a good time getting to know Brittany tonight. Let's see what else. If anybody in the chat has questions, throw them up now. Toby Northern says, hell yeah, FDB Moto meetup. So for those of you that don't know, Five Dirty Bikers is having a Moto meetup in September the 3rd through the 5th in Louisville, Kentucky. For more information, you can go to our website, www.5dirtybikers.com. There's info on there. And we have stuff planned for all 3 days. I think we've got a meet and greet on Friday night. We've got an event Saturday and a ride. And then on Sunday, we've got like a dinner or something too. So we've got stuff all weekend for you guys. So come out and join us in Louisville, September 3rd through 5th. I think that may be, let me see if I'm missing anything. Okay. So lots of rain coming in, looks like all over the place. People are talking about rain and weather and so forth. So DeBeard says he missed it, but what do you ride? So tell him one more time, Brittany, what you ride.
I have a Sportster 1200 Super Low. It's actually the 1200T model.
There you go. Cool.
And I guess Toby just asked, did you go to Manowar in I have been to Manowar. They actually have my Sportster right now because I just got new tires put on it. Cool. So I need to go pick it up.
I just ordered new tires for mine so that I'll be ready to ride.
Yeah. We're doing in July, I'm doing my first like actual vacation trip. Oh, sorry. Here comes the poodle. She says hi. She's like, Mom, what are you doing? Hi, Lilo. Can you get down? There you go. Poor thing. Anyways, I'm doing my first motorcycle trip in July, taking the bikes down to Knoxville, Tennessee with my boyfriend. So we both had to get new tires before we take this trip.
Yeah. Nice. And are you going to be going like a week?
Yeah, we're going to do I think it's a total of 5 days. Cool. So yeah, I will do 3-hour rides in one shot and not have any issues, but I've never done anything where I'm 100% on the bike for everything. So it'll be definitely interesting.
Cool. So Toby Northern is in Florida right now. He's actually at Walt Disney World. I actually got to meet Toby the other night. Him and his wonderful family, his wife and his 2 kids were coming through, and he sent me a message and said, "Hey, I'm going to be near you. Do you mind meeting up with me?" I said, "Heck no, dude." So yeah, it's good to meet them. I know they're having fun. They're on vacation. So here's one from Wet Banana Mike. What's your favorite motorcycle adventure that you've been on?
Ooh. Do you want to answer first?
Sure. I don't get too much into it because I might share it on the podcast coming up. But if you watch my Instagram account, I was on a dirt road recently that kind of turned sketchy, mud and so forth, and it was quite the adventure. And tune into the podcast because you may hear more about it later.
I also have some footage that I need to figure out if I can edit to make it more exciting, but I recently took my bike on a ride 2 hours, an hour and a half, I think, from Lexington, kind of deep into the highway mountains, and decided not to stop and get gas first.
Oh.
Yeah, and it turned out to be seriously one of the best days ever. But I will say that's the first time in my entire life that I have ever run out of gas. So that was probably the most exciting adventure that I've been on so far, is because I should have gotten gas and I didn't. And then on the way, when I ran out of gas, then it started storming on top of me. So that was, I was pulling one of the shade tree moments and really testing to see how far I could go before I had some issues.
Yeah, I think some of the best adventures are the ones that, shit happens to you and then you make it through it, and you always have that story and that memory. So
yeah, it was pretty amazing.
So that one's for you. Do you and Jared ride together and separately? He says he and Soph often ride together, but they also have rides without each other.
That's a really good question. So I guess I will just say, so since I've moved here, he's actually been still living in Nebraska. Fortunately, COVID hit 4 months after I moved. So he's still in that phase of trying to find a job here. Mm-hmm. So most of my riding has been 100% solo rides because because he's not here and I don't have any local friends that ride. But when we do live in the same area, or like when I am in Nebraska, we will go on rides together. So, and I don't know what the dynamic is going to be like once we live in the same place, to be honest with you. I'm sure we'll both kind of do a little bit of each.
Yeah. Very cool. Let's see. Toby said, thanks for the shout outs. Great meeting you. Have to add Ocala National Forest to your riding bucket list. So
Okay.
that's kind of funny. So yeah, Ocala National Forest obviously has a highway that goes through it, but it has like tons and tons of off roads, like dirt roads off of it that you can ride anywhere in there that you want to. So if you have like a dirt bike or something like that, that is some amazing riding. But you have to watch out for bears because there are bears in the forest and alligators as well. So another place that's cool to ride because we've got so many national forests here in Florida that you can ride in. It's really cool. There's one up near me, Osceola, and then there's wildlife management areas as well. Some of those are open and some of them are not. But yeah, good off-road riding in Florida as well.
I will add a question. So Mike asked, like you said, he asked what adventure's been the greatest so far that we've had. Mm-hmm. Do you have any upcoming plans or like any big adventures that you're really looking forward to on your motorcycle?
Well, that's a good question. Well, I was just on vacation like a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't really get a big chance to ride when I was on vacation. I was dog sitting for my ex. I kind of had to plan my stuff around the dog, but I also spent time with like my daughter and my mom. But as far as upcoming stuff, I am planning on doing more Moto meetups this year. Like I want to call it Oktoberfest. Bike-toberfest is coming up. That's one. There's another one that I can't remember the name of right now here in Florida that I want to go to. Of course, the big one is FDBM, the Five Dirty Bikers meetup in September that I'm super, super looking forward to. I've taken 2 personal days for that, just for travel time, so I can go up there and hang out with those guys and meet all of the fans and so forth. So that's the big one. Past that, I don't really have anything big coming up. I really want to hit some of these Moto meetups that are around Florida because I've never really had the opportunity to do that before. And I want to get out there and meet people. So that's pretty much it. How about you?
The biggest one is just the trip to Tennessee. And then like, honestly, since I'm here and I don't have a lot of people in the area that I've connected to, it's like totally on a whim. That's how I ended up running out of gas. I just decided I'm going to go ride today and then almost got lost. So
yeah, that happens. Really happens. Are you coming to FDBM?
Say that one more time.
Are you coming to FDBM?
I am.
Yay!
I am very excited. I probably won't stay in Louisville since I live so close by. But it's on the calendar and I'm planning to go.
Sweet. That's awesome. God, I'm looking forward to meeting you.
I am looking forward to meeting everybody and everybody that comes with. It's like already, follows the podcast and everything.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Started a list a while back. I want to say we're getting close to 50 people that have said so far that they're coming. So yeah. And I think we're going to have more than that, honestly. Jared Weems is coming. He's bringing his 2 motorcycles that he did. Flip Nas.
That's cool.
So Jared and Flip are going to be there. So I know some people will be coming just to see the David Mann motorcycle that he did. Yeah.
That'll be sweet.
Yep. All right. Let's see. So if there's anybody in the area around Brittany, give her a shout out. She needs somebody to ride with. That would be awesome. Definitely. Make some connections happen for her. That's pretty much it. Let me do shout outs real quick. My Done Life is in here. I see that came in that I didn't see until now. Nancy Weems is in here. That's Jared's mom. Hey, Miss Nancy. It's good to see you. Matt Garlock's in here. I've probably missed 9 meals on 2 wheels. I'll get it spit out there in a minute. So, all people in here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And I think that's all I had. I don't really have any more questions for you, but just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was good to talk to you and good to get to know you a little bit better. And for those of you that are in the side chat, you can follow Brittany. Brittany, tell us how we can find you on your social media platforms.
Sure. So pretty much everything is Marvelous Maverick Moto. So on Instagram, there will be decimals between the words. And I use the same name, so it would be easy for anybody that wanted to follow or get in touch. So YouTube, Instagram, and then on the Discord.
There you go. And if y'all don't know what the Discord is, that is the 5 Dirty Bikers Discord. It is absolutely free to join. We have a bunch of different chat rooms in there. General chat, there's one where we make announcements about FDB coming up. One's where you can leave your questions for the podcast. We also have a mental health channel within our Discord. So if you need a place to go and talk to somebody, that's there. And yes, thank you, Jay. It's fucking free.
It is.
That's funny. Yep. So thank you everybody for joining us tonight. And we're going to sign off. And Brittany, it was good to talk to you. And I will see you soon.
All right. Thank you for having me so much.
Good night, guys.